Guided by Hope and Faith. December 23, 2014. It is well understood that any form of tragedy, discomfort and pain can be quite disorienting. It is from your ego that you work so hard trying to avoid any form of tragedy and painful experiences. Even though God cannot come physically to your defense, God is able to support you every step of the way as you maneuver through any hardship and discomfort. We know it can be hard sometimes to endure certain situations, where you may not feel God's support at all. We know you may yell at God for not giving you an easier path or an easier situation to face, but know this, dear ones, God is there, and God has not ever abandoned you. It is sometimes your faith in God that is forgotten when things are overwhelmingly bleak. God encourages you to keep going, to continue believing in yourself and in the fact that you are indeed strong. You just have to remember. We know you don't want to work through any challenging difficulty, one that causes pain and grief. We understand that sometimes you just want to run the other direction, but God encourages you to move forward, to face each challenge full of heart, vim, and vigor. Every situation you move through provides you with more inner knowledge, more deep and profound knowing of you. Nothing that can be found in a book, but a book may confirm what you have surpassed. When you move through a tragedy, you are given the opportunity to not only see and feel the pain it may bring, but to learn of your strengths and how they can be applied to pull you through. You learn how to cope when you didn't think you could. Sometimes healing takes a while. There is no time frame on when someone heals from a tragic event, and it is the heart that lets you know. But as you move from one feeling to another, you allow yourself to feel and to be, you begin to heal, and you begin to let others in. That will help encourage deeper healings so your light may shine bright once again. In life, dear ones, there is always more than just pain. You are given an equal amount of joy-filled experiences to balance out the painful ones, but it is the painful ones that you learn to appreciate what you are happy for, and what you value most. Many dear souls take what they have, including their lives, for granted, until tragedy hits. Then they realize how much they have to appreciate and to be grateful for. Seeing another person going through a difficult time is not the same as going through one yourself. Sure, you have the ability to be compassionate, but until you have experienced pain from tragedy and upset, it is difficult to relate, to create a bond that is based on understanding, even if the situations are completely different. You are reminded that even if you are moving through something difficult, that you are also given moments of joy to bask in. Joy can be found right in the middle of any tragedy and painful situation. And it is this joy, dear ones, that is gifted by God for you to recognize and allow into your life, regardless how fleeting it may be, for in the moments you have joy, your heart glows, and through the lightened state of your heart, you propel yourself forward, increasing your level of faith in your own abilities and quite possibly in God's love and support. You already know the world is filled to the brim with many forms of pain, discomfort, and tragedy. But at the same time, the world you call home is also filled with incredible beauty, joy, and fulfillment. Just because you may not feel God's infinite presence when you are maneuvering through a difficult situation doesn't mean God has left you. God is present in every circumstance, the happy ones and the sad ones. What you are always presented with, regardless if your situation is difficult or not, is a choice. You have the ability to choose to trust in the direction of heart and believe that God is with you, or you have the choice to believe God has given up and left you. The power of your beliefs has potent influence on the directions and choices you make at every interval. All your creative thought comes straight out of chaos, and that, my dear precious hearts, is by no accident. As God is there, encouraging, supporting, and illuminating a path just for you to follow that will help lead you out of any difficult predicament. If a difficult situation seems to take a long time to overcome, don't think its length of duration is of any fault of your own. Instead, think of it as having more one-on-one time with God. Embrace each step of your journey. Be grateful and rejoice even if life throws you a most difficult curveball, as you are learning more about who you are from the inside that is reflected in time as wisdom on the outside. It is always easy to feel God's presence when things are going smoothly. But when things fall apart at the seams, it is much more difficult to feel God embrace you, because you are too busy feeling angered, hurt, and grief-stricken. It is during the most trying of times when you discover God's infinite presence. Jesus himself was able to find at the moment of his crucifixion, his Father's divine presence. He knew God, his Father was there right until Jesus no longer took a breath. Jesus never wavered in his belief and faith of his Father. And God did not just stay supporting his Son's death, but extended his presence to those who supported and loved Jesus during this tragic moment in their lives. Yet, in the world before you that is often seemingly filled too much with pain, you forget that Jesus too had suffered and that there are others out in the world with far more deadly illnesses, pain, and hardship. We can find God during the acts of love and kindness in the dear souls that are your friends, family, even professionals that stand by you as you learn to overcome your recent obstacle. God is always there through the many people that are helping and encouraging you through their heart-filled efforts. God has always come through for you, and sometimes in ways that are mystifyingly mysterious. There is not a person out there that cannot escape the struggles and turbulence that life brings. No matter how good you perceive yourself to be, you are not immune from suffering. Life was never promised it would be pain-free. But during those pain-filled moments, God is there, encouraging you to lean into Him, to maintain your faith in yourself and in His love for you. Without the troubles you have endured, you would not know what peace means to you. God has all the supplies you need to get you through any painful moment in life. God is able to fill your heart with hope. God reminds you that you are strong and courageous. God unconditionally loves you. God reminds you that joy is able to be found during any difficult moment. The list is endless of what God supplies to you when you are struggling and going through a hard time. In all that God comes with to support you and your trials and tribulations, the most powerful force God gives is love. The power of love can help you move beyond your suffering, as it provides you with the reminder that yes, you have a future, and it begins with you making the choice to choose love to help you get through your darkest of days. God always leaves hope with you, something that encourages you to believe in who you are and why you are on this journey in the first place. Hope reminds you of your faith, not only faith in God, but of the faith you have in yourself. With love, courage, and hope as the summary of your inner resources, you have all you need to face your personal tragedies and discomforts. During your whole life, from beginning to end, there is no doubt you will encounter more pain, but God does promise to be with you during each moment of pain and share in your moments of joy. God does promise as well to share with you the mighty power of His divine presence, in order for you to continue believing that you can get through your encounters with difficult situations. With God's loving presence, you are given the gift of having a clearer perspective, so while you are facing pain and hardship, you are not so overwhelmed and are able to pull yourself through triumphantly. Next time you are out and about, look for God in the person who is lonely and sad, someone that is looking for someone to pour their heart out. Try seeing God in the hope that grows from any ruin, and recognize God within the growth, development, and peace that comes after the storms and darkness of pain and tragedy. See God in the smiles and laughter of small children and in the confident youth of your time. You will see God in every person that is also searching for God and has questions similar to your own. God is there with you, each and every day, even during all the tragedy and pain the world is dealing with. In every church-given service, in every vigil and in every group prayer, or anything that brings people together for the greater good, Jesus is there. We know you want to save everyone in the world, but we also know how overwhelming that task can become. If you wish to save the world, begin working with yourself, work on your beliefs and what you hold as value. Discover how strong your faith is, in yourself and in God, and work on what is weak. And if you can help just one person feel better, to put a smile on their face, to lend a helping hand, you are allowing God during those moments to work through you. Never forget, dear ones, that each of you are a gift from God, a gift given to the world. And so it is. I am Ascended Master, Morya through Julie Miller. Spiritualnetworks.com